Hello, I'm Niles Johnson, and I'm about to introduce and interview one of the 30-plus candidates for the office of mayor, San Francisco, California. The election will be held November 8th, 2011. Our guest, Mr. Gilbert Sonny Francis, one of only several African Americans in the race or any other city office. Mr. Francis, welcome to Bridge the Gap.
Thank you very much, Niles. I appreciate it. Well, good to be here.
So I'm going to ask you some questions.
Sure.
We're going to start off. What's your background?
Well, my background is that I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been in San Francisco for 57 years. I came here as a 12-year-old, and this has been a wonderful place to be raised, partially, of course, and I've had many experiences here in San Francisco. One of the jobs that I've had since I came back from overseas in the service was with the Social Security Administration. I've worked for Gray Line Tours. I've given tours of California, including San Francisco, of course, Northern California, Monterey Bay Area, and what have you. I have also worked for AT&T Phone Company as an installer in the San Jose area, and I've done quite a few other things relevant to the community here in San Francisco.
What is your political experience?
Basically, I have none. And I think that's a good point in as much as we see the people that do have political experience kind of, and I don't want to put it raw, but screwing up the system. And I think the system needs to be straightened out. And I think in order to do that, we need to bring in some new blood, some people that aren't professional politicians like myself, people that are from the community, that are aware of community activities, of community needs, and basically of what goes on here in San Francisco. I also feel that we need people that are from San Francisco, myself not being born here, but after 57 years, I do consider myself a native San Franciscan. And I think that when we have people that come in from other places that aren't really aware of San Francisco's problems, they create problems, if you will.
So tell us, what are you currently involved in?
Well, now currently I am doing some volunteer work with Channel 29, which is the cable access channel here in San Francisco. And my show is called The Domino Theory. It airs the first and the third Tuesdays, if you will, from 11 until 12 in the morning. And this show is about community activities, community groups such as yours, Bridge the Gap, and other activities that go on in the community. I enjoy doing the show immensely because I get a chance to meet a lot of people. I am also presently involved in the Masonic Lodge here in San Francisco, and we're active. We're trying to get more members, of course. The Masons aren't what they used to be, but we are still carrying on in the true tradition, if you will. I am also helping you guys with your production of this Bridge the Gap program, and doing various other activities around the station to enhance our broadcasting ability and to bring more, if you will, diverse programming to the station, because I think public access TV is really very, very necessary at this particular time. And as mayor of San Francisco, I will make sure that we sustain our public access TV commitments, if you will. We are now experiencing, of course, budget cuts throughout the city and throughout the state, throughout the nation. The educational system is not what it should be. We have kids that are dropping out of school that shouldn't be, and I'm not going to blame them totally, because it's part of the system that runs these kids away from their education. And I don't care what anybody says, education is definitely the foundation. And in today's computer world, if youngsters don't know about computers, well, where do they go from there except to jail? In California, we have more prisons than we have schools, and I think that's a shame. The other part of that is the fact that here in our Fillmore district in San Francisco, we have recently seen an influx in killings of young people, and it hurts me to no end to see my younger brothers and sisters dying on the streets. And I went to, well, I won't say where I went, but I went overseas to different places to fight so that these guys could have an education, they could have freedom, and they could have a place to feel free. I recall going to school, and when I went to school, we went to school to, well, some of us went to school to learn things, and others went to meet girls. But we didn't have this thing where we had to go through metal detectors to get to school. And I think that's the shame that we have to have police guards on school campuses these days. And this situation has to be addressed. It must be addressed. And I don't see any of the so-called major candidates for mayor addressing any of these issues that I just talked about. I am not going to put myself in a position to make a statement to say that I can become a cure-all for San Francisco, because I can't. I cannot solve all of the problems in the city by myself, and I think the president also said the same thing when he was campaigning. He can't solve these problems, and as you can see, he's facing quite a bit of opposition. If I am elected mayor by some support, I'm sure that I'll face an equal amount of opposition. But in the same token, I also feel that I am prepared to deal with that situation. As it is now, I was not able to raise $10,000 or to gather 10,000 signatures to become a candidate on my name listed on the ballot. However, I am still in the race running as a write-in candidate. And for those of you who can write, and write legibly, I would appreciate it if when you go to the polls and you see write-in candidates and you see my name, that you will write Gil Sonny Francis' name in there. And if not, choose the candidate of your choice, but think about what you're doing, because this political process, as we know it, is fairly disintegrating as we speak. It's not the same anymore. Anytime that you have to have that much money and that much whatever to participate in the democratic process, it kind of makes me wonder whether or not it's really democratic.
You've kind of already explained, but explain a little bit more. What do you see happening in today's youth?
Well, with the young people today, I think motivation is the key. And we don't have a lot of leaders in the community that are motivating these young people. I worked with Larry Gray with the Midnight Basketball program. There again, we have trouble getting funding. We have diverse entities in the community that sort of pull the program apart as opposed to putting it together as it should have been. And people like Larry Gray don't come along too often. But we do need those type of leaders to help our youth. We also need youth training programs. We need to train these young people how to do, for myself, filming and editing of film, filmmaking, documentaries, artwork, what have you. Whatever they are capable of doing, they need to sometimes be pushed. And peer pressure these days is such that if you make an A in the classroom, that's almost a taboo. Like a lot of kids don't like that. They think that you are trying to be something that you're not. But when I was in school, as I recall, and that's been quite a while ago, an A for me was a plus on my credibility with my grandmother, especially because that's what she wanted to see, and that's what I wanted to bring home. So, to make a long story longer, I'd just like to say that we need to have these kids more educated. They need to be more, the parents need to push them to further their education, and they should go as far as they can in whatever they endeavor to do. I love the youth in Fillmore, Sunnydale, Cherry Hill, Hunters Point. I've lived in all of these areas in San Francisco at one time in my life or another. And to see that certain people can't go from one neighborhood to the other neighborhood is really just, it's shocking. It's really shocking.
Well, that wraps it up. You heard it from him himself. I'd like to thank you.
Thank you very much, Niles. I appreciate it. And don't forget, if you decide to go out to polls and you will need a writing candidate, I'll be that one. And if not, I'm sure that you can find somebody out of these 30-plus candidates that you can relate to and vote for. Thank you very much and have a good day.